Hello, everyone. Today I want to talk about the JonBenét case and the grand jury. My name is Marcel Elfers, Master Profiler through Written Communication. Please like my channel, above all share and subscribe. And if you like a video, put it on your playlist. District Attorney Alex Hunter and his office is the main reason why the case did not go to court. Alex Hunter, the district attorney at that time, hired Lou Smith, a renowned detective. And here is he shown going through the basement window, which was supposedly the entry point. Lou Smith also bonded with the Ramseys and would pray every morning on their lawn with John Ramsey. So all the doors were locked, according to John Ramsey and a police officer who walked the house, and there were no signs of forced entry. Lou Smith, who strongly supports the intruder theory, stated he came through the window and used the suitcase to climb out of the window, using the suitcase as a step stool. The interesting part is that the suitcase was never under the window, because when Fleet White, early in the morning, a neighbor who visited on the Ramsey's request, when he walked the house, he moved the suitcase from a different place to under the window. He was looking for JonBenét. So the suitcase wasn't underneath the window in the first place. On top of that, the window sill had dust on it and some debris, and that was not disturbed. Anybody going through that window would sit on the windowsill and disturb the dust. And when they pull themselves up, they must disturb something. It was not. More damning evidence there was no entry point there was the spider web that was found. The significance is if you climb through that window, you would remove the spider web, and it is wintertime and spiders are not active. And so a new spider web would not have been formed. That window is not the entry point, period. One of the interesting parts and most damning is the relationship that we saw between Team Ramsey, the Team Ramsey attorneys, and the district attorney office. And they demanded from Alex Hunter to receive the same privileges as charged suspects. And that included sharing of pretrial discovery. And that is typically privy to investigators only and the prosecution team. Pretrial discovery is not shared with suspects, but is shared with charged suspects, because somebody charged has the right to know what he's accused of, and thus pretrial discovery. But Alex Hunter was the one who refused to charge the Ramseys in the first place, yet he gave them and/or leaked pretrial discovery to Team Ramsey. So Alex Hunter treated the Ramseys with kid gloves, we can say that. That office also made intentional mistakes, according to Steve Thomas in his book, with a progressive pattern of stonewalling the investigators, demanding proof beyond a reasonable doubt, and leaking information. Alex Hunter even had a tabloid reporter, Jeff Shapiro, talking with him to influence the media. According to Jeff Shapiro, he talked with Alex Hunter on a daily basis, sometimes for hours on end. Finally, in 2013, the grand jury decision was unsealed, and the grand jury decided to indict although they fell short of stating the Ramsey killed JonBenét. Especially counts 4A and 7 are revealing on how the grand jury viewed the evidence. Count 4A. Patricia Powell Ramsey did unlawfully, knowingly, recklessly, and feloniously permit a child to be unreasonably placed in a situation which posed a threat of injury to the child's life or health, which resulted in the death of JonBenét Ramsey. It's interesting they only mentioned Patsy. Count 7. Patsy rendered assistance to a person with intent to hinder, delay, prevent discovery, detention, apprehension, prosecution, conviction, and punishment of such a person. Again, just Patsy. But wait, there's more. Count 4 and 7 were also extended separately to John Ramsey. Now that's interesting, because when they lawyered up at 7:30 in the morning of December 26th, they ended up with separate teams for John, Patsy, and Burke. But there is another very interesting point to make on how the grand jury viewed the evidence. They said render assistance to a person. That is not a group of individuals. That is not a foreign faction team. That's one person. They don't believe in a foreign faction. District Attorney Alex Hunter assembled the grand jury, but did not pursue their opinions. The real question is now, why? Before the grand jury was assembled, Steve Thomas and the investigative team presented all the evidence to everybody. The district attorney office, the FBI was there, and some others, as I recall. Bill Hackmeyer, at that time the head of the FBI's child abduction hunter at one point in time. So no disrespect, but is the grand jury your call? In other words, are you the sole decision? Implied he would talk with his trusted advisors. And Hackmeyer pushed a little bit and said, if the parents are involved, something needs to be done. Hunter information and replied with, this is a political decision. So the reason why this, well, the Ramseys invited guests. That was probably deliberate. The police department made mistakes. Of course they did. But I don't think that was detrimental to the case, because many mistakes are made by many police departments and cases are still solved. The biggest reason to me is, in my opinion, that the district attorney office stonewalled